Hey everybody, this is Coach Allison, and I'm back with week 41, Defy Aging. And I hope everyone enjoyed mobility last week. I hope you feel refreshed and renewed and ready to go back to, I don't want to say the hard stuff, but just go back to normal with Defy. I hope it was a nice, refreshing week for you, and I hope you enjoyed some of our mobility moves last week. This week, we are going to stick with a circuit on the turf. There's going to be 4 rounds of 6 exercises, and rounds 1 and 2 are timed at 35 seconds on, 25 seconds off. And then we're going to flip flop that for the last 2 rounds. So rounds 3 and 4 are going to be 25 seconds on, 35 seconds off. So you get a little more rest time for the last 2 rounds when you're getting more and more tired. So that's kind of nice. Anyways, 4 rounds, 6 exercises. Let's review what those are. All right, this station is a lateral box run. And think of it as going up, up, down, down, okay? And so I want you to maybe take the first couple reps on the slower side so you get your footing down. Once you get comfortable with the pattern, then you can speed it up a little bit. So it goes up, up, down, down. And notice starting with your feet on either side is the best way to start. Up, down, up, down, down. Now for this, we actually do want to use something lower. So lower is good because we want to go for speed here. Once you get the pattern down and you can speed it up, we actually do want this to be kind of a speed drill. So we don't want to use anything too high. Okay? I recommend looking down at the box, kind of gazing down. Don't look down like this because we don't want to hunch down and, sacrifice posture, but kind of gaze down. If you look straight ahead or you're not looking at your box, what can happen is some people drift forward. Watch my feet. You start to drift forward and then you're running out of box and you might tumble off the front. So we don't want any of that. So just look down. So you're always kind of glancing down at it so you know you're safe and you have plenty of space. All right. So keep that pattern up, down, down. Once you get the rhythm down, try to add a little bit of speed so we are getting some cardio out of it. I'm going to turn to the side quick here for a moment. Okay. So I do want you to keep soft bending your knees at all times. You're kind of having sort of an athletic stance here. So see how I'm nice and light on my feet. I'm able to move nice and swiftly as opposed to kind of stomping my feet. So kind of keep those knees nice and bent, light on the balls of your feet. And let's give the lateral box run a try. Okay, then station 2 is a half kneel single arm curl. So we're going to do this half kneel position, and the side that you're going to hold the weight with is the same side that you have kneeling down. Okay, so my right knee is down, weight in the right hand, and we're going to do a standard bicep curl. We want it to be slow and controlled here. So by that I mean we're not, going too fast. There's no swinging, there's no swaying, there's no jerking, anything like that. So slow and controlled. My favorite kind of curl, I'm going to turn to the front to do. I just think it's more comfortable when your arm is down at the bottom to have the palm turned in as opposed to palm turned forward. Because when your palm is forward, there's this space for the bell. So you have to kind of hold your arm out, and I find that very uncomfortable. So I like to keep my palm turned in and then rotate the palm towards you as you come up for the curl. That's my favorite kind of way to do this. If you do like to keep the palm forward, you're more than welcome to do that. So that is completely preference and up to you. Okay. Since we do have 4 rounds, we're not going to worry about switching sides halfway through because the sets are quite short. So we're going to do round 1 on one side. Then we're not going to worry about switching sides until we get to round 2. And we'll just do the other side round 2. And so on and so forth. For anyone staying off the knees for any of our exercises, we can just turn into a staggered stance that offers a little bit of work for stability still. So we're still going to feel a little wobbly and have to use that core strength to stabilize. So the leg that's back is the side with the weight. So it'll look a little bit different, but we're still going to do a staggered stance with that single arm curl. Station 3, we have a wall sit with a goblet hold. This one is a lot of chest and shoulders. I said chest, but pointed to my shoulders. Chest and shoulders, of course, with all the legs that's involved in a wall sit. Trickiest thing, though, is really kind of getting into the position, I think. So I think it's best to grab your kettlebell first and then kind of sink into your wall sit, okay? Some people like to kind of put the kettlebell down in front of them use, because some people like to use the hands to kind of inch down into their wall sit, but then you do have to reach down to grab your kettlebell. So whatever is best for you. Okay. So let's review the wall sit really quickly. It's all the components that are involved in that. So maybe the side would have been a better view. But anyways, you want, get as low as you can, but you don't want to or need to go past 90 degrees in your knees. So that's a parallel thighs to the floor, but that's pretty low. So you don't even need to get that low. Go as low as you can. We're holding this kettlebell goblet style in front of the chest. Just make sure it's not physically resting on your chest. Don't lean forward at all. So keep your back against the wall at all times. And I'm just going to put this down to show some stuff with my legs. Make sure the knees, I am going to move this, make sure the knees aren't protruding out farther forward than the toes. That's very important for knee safety here, knee integrity. See how my knees are stacked pretty much right on top of my ankles? That's perfect. You don't want your feet to be here and your knees to be way over the feet. That puts a ton of pressure and strain on the knee joint, and we don't want to do that. All right, so that's our wall sit hold, or with the goblet hold. Shoulders, chest, a lot of legs. Let's give it a try. All right, next station is one that you're probably all familiar with, oldie but a goodie, medicine ball slams. All right, we want a lot of movement with this, so we're gonna reach up high, get a good bounce, and keep them going as smoothly and consistently as you can. We do want to use the slam balls for this. I think that's best. Get a good lift first. So try to make this a really big movement. The more movement you do with movements like this, exercises like this, just the more you get out of it, a little extra cardio. So medicine ball slams for the next station. All right, next station is a high step up. So this one will be a little different in the sense that I want everyone to challenge how high they are stepping up. Of course, if you have no knee pain or anything like that, if you have anything that's causing pain in the knees, then keep it lower until that pain is there. But if there's no pain barrier, then we want to challenge the height this week. You can go near a wall or a rack and use that for some assistance for balance to feel a little more secure. That's totally fine. I don't even want that to be an issue, a concern for you this week. Well, I don't want it to be a concern ever, but I want to focus on getting that height this week. Why can't I seem to get this straight? It doesn't matter, but it's bothering me. So choose something maybe higher than you would maybe normally do. And I also don't care if you use, go slow, you don't get a ton of reps. Let's just challenge this height this week. So we're going to come up, and the same leg that you stepped up with first is going to be the same leg that goes down first, and then we're going to alternate legs. So I'll show you what I mean by that. Starting on the floor, taking my left leg up first. Left leg now goes down. That was one rep. Next rep, right leg up, right leg down. So whatever leg leads the step up, leads the way down, and then you switch. Left up, left down, right up, right down. See how that goes? Now, if you need a little oomph, if you need a little push off like that, and then maybe a little guidance with your leg to get down, I'll show you from the side. Again, a little push off like this, and then a little guidance to get down. That's fine. We just really want to practice this height. And if, again, you want to go near a wall or a rack to kind of use some assistance with the wall, that's fine. Okay? All that said, though, I know I'm trying to pressure and encourage you to try something higher. Do want you to feel safe. Definitely don't push through any knee pain. So if you step up and you try more than one or two and there's still some knee pain, take it down to the next level down. Yeah, let's give it a try this week. All right, the next station we have a TRX back row. Pretty standard. We do this one quite a bit. We're not going to add anything fancy or new to it. Oldies or goodies when it comes to our staple exercises. TRX back row. So palms are going to be turned inward, facing one another. The lower you step, the harder this becomes. So this would be pretty challenging. If I want to make it a little bit lighter, I would step up a little higher still, makes it easier still. So work to your level. Okay, and we pull our body up, keeping the legs and the hips straight, however. What I mean by that is we don't want to like bend at the hips like this. We don't want to go the other way and thrust the hips forward. So try to keep your body stiff as a board and use those arms to pull up Bend the elbows, shoulders don't shrug, so we want to avoid any shrugging. And you really want to focus on squeezing your shoulder blades behind you. That's nothing you can really see happening, I don't think, but watch those shoulder blades coming together. Last week in mobility, we had the back pull where I was telling you, don't bend those elbows. Now we want to bend the elbows. Okay, so TRX back row this week. Okay, and for our team builder, we are going to use our trusty tank here. It's going to be a tank push surprise. Okay, what I mean by that is everyone's going to have one turn on the tank going down and back. They're just going to push normal, nothing fancy on the tank. They're just going to do the normal push like this, down and back. The surprise part, however, is the person whose turn it is pushing the tank down and back. They get to decide what everyone else who's waiting, so all of your fellow defiers, that person gets to decide what they are going to do to fill that time while they are pushing the tank down and back. So while everyone else is awaiting their return. So it might be, you may still get creative. Well, not, keep it within reason, but we're not going to be grabbing any equipment or anything. So keep it simple to do in your own space and the body weight. But it might be some squats, or it might be a squat hold. It might be a plank, coming down on the floor for a plank. Maybe it's some jumping jacks. Maybe it's fast feet or jogging in place. I mean, I could list off 30 more, 20 more ideas in my head. So think about what you are going to have your defiers waiting. That's so good. Your fellow defiers do while you are pushing the tank down and back. And that's going to be our team builder this week. Okay, so I hope that team builder sounds exciting and fun. I'm curious to hear about what creative things some of you come up with to have each other do for that surprise component of the team builder. Anyway, I'll connect with the coaches at the end of the week and see. Anyway, that is week 41. See you back next week for week 42.